Welcome back to an episode. We are going on a mission and onwards. So we go onto the Laranian Swamplands.
Light rain falls from an overcast sky as you and the Black Company leave the Greyfell walls behind you. It continues for days. The lands are enfolded in a strange half-light, as though the sun has lost part of its vigor. Still, there's a sense of awakening all around you. Children play on the village streets. Farmers work their acres with weary but content faces. Maybe the Queen was right, you think, as you retire to your tent after the first day's journey. Maybe this is the cusp of a new era. Sleep comes quickly.
The dream. Something's different this time.
You? Now that's unexpected.
What are you talking about, ma'am?
You've come here 100 times, but your mind was never willing to let you pass this point. Yet here you are, and something about you is different. What is it, I wonder? Did you finally stop trying to outrun your shadow?
I have no idea what you're talking about. Now can we stop this folly and continue on to your village? The Dawn Reapers won't wait for us.
As you command, General. Where were we? Right. You and I were on our way to meet your Colonel Rickus in Cavel and organize the village defenses. To avoid the roaming orcs that you ordered my son, Kieran, to deal with, we took a secret path. Go ahead, General. Step through. If you don't mind my saying, General, I see why my son admires you. You're a good leader.
What makes you say that?
Well, you're not afraid to put your own life on the line for the greater good. You could have just stayed back at the outpost, but you didn't, for the sake of my village. That's the hallmark of a great leader.
The Crown doesn't seem to agree with that.
What do you mean?
There's another Nortandian general serving in Imperia at the moment, Karas. Last week, the Crown decided to promote him instead of me to Major General, even though he does nothing but sit on his hands all day.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right. It's just a title.
The water looks amazing. I kind of like those sky islands. They're just great.
Out of the way.
All right, now we just need to follow the road to the Guardians. Do you see that?
A dead orc. Huh.
What is he doing so close to the village? I don't get it, General. You said they wouldn't arrive before nightfall.
According to our scouts, they shouldn't. I'm sorry, I don't understand this myself. Still, no reason to panic. Their main horde can't have possibly made it past the Red Ridge yet, and even if they did, Colonel Rickus is already there.
But...
It's gonna be all right. Now, where's your village? We shouldn't waste any more time.
Okay, I'll show you. Follow me.
Another barrier.
And here we are again. I had a feeling this would happen.
What? What is this?
Didn't I tell you already? It's your cowardice. Yes, you've shoveled away some of the earth, but it seems as though you're still not ready to see the corpse buried beneath. But I understand, Arab. If I were you, I'd be scared too. Now go, will you? It's time to wake up.
Interesting dream sequences.
You bolt awake. Save for the chirping of cicadas and the crackling of the brazier in your general's tent, there's silence. With a sigh, you let yourself fall back into your bed, trying to make sense of what just happened. An hour later, just as the blackbirds and swamp pheasants start their song, you get up and take a walk through the quiet camp. The same day, in the early afternoon hours, you arrive at the border of the Laranian Swamp. According to the maps, the village where the occurrence took place is near.
Here we are. The Laranian Swamp.
Beautiful.
What a lovely place. Is there a reason dark elves settle in caves? Can't be the air.
Because they are easy to defend. I pinpointed the soul vanishing to a small village deeper in the swamp. It's off the map, but we should be close. I suggest we take a look at it while the Black Company set up camp in the south.
And you're sure they aren't just going to take the money and turn tail? We need them armed and ready in case of any nasty surprises.
They'll be ready when we need them. Shall we, General? General?
What? Oh, yes, sure. Sorry, I didn't sleep well.
So I heard. Let's be off.
Ralsane, pale bloods.
By the... Wait, we don't mean any harm, we...
Kill them!
I just stood there. Nothing happened. Wait. Let's do that. I don't know about the... Where's the magic fellow? It seems to be normal. Let's do that. And maybe the purge thingy right there. Perfect. Maybe this will kill it immediately. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And we are...
Tiara's breath.
Good.
Why? Why did they attack us? Who were they?
Infiltrators. Dark Elven soldiers. Claws, this is bad. Come, let's talk to the survivor.
Hello? Are you alright? Strange. He doesn't even seem to be aware of us.
Reminds me an awful lot of that dwarf we found in Windwall. The one with the archaeologist.
Of course. Wraith, what do you make of this?
He's empty. Huh? This man. Somebody siphoned his soul. That's... interesting.
Do you think these Dark Elves did this?
That's the most obvious explanation, isn't it? The question is how they did it. I've never seen anything like it.
Just like the dwarf in Windwall, then?
Not quite. That dwarf in Windwall still had a bit of his soul left, as though only a part of it had been extinguished. This man is gone. Completely and utterly gone.
In other words, someone stole his soul?
His essence, yes. He can't hear, he can't feel, he can't think. He's been turned into a hull.
Then I guess we found the cause of these soul vanishings, didn't we? And whoever is responsible for it.
Probably, but let's not jump to conclusions. Let's see what happened in this village first.
Agreed, let's... Wait, what's happening?
What's happening? What? Oh. Oh. Turned into some kind of ghoul thing. What is this?
What was that?
He did.
Why, though? Do you think he reacted to our presence?
No. No, I don't think so. It almost felt as though someone did this.
You mean, someone knows we're here and turned this man into that thing?
Probably the one who took his soul. I suggest we find that village as fast as we can, General.
Agreed. Let's stay on our guards.
I've been thinking. Wraith, could this irregularity perhaps be a mutation of the Bloodburn? Telepathy, stolen minds? It sounds similar, doesn't it?
No.
What makes you so sure?
Because I did little else but study the Bloodburn after it took my family. It has nothing to do with this.
Your family?
Let's find the village, shall we?
Tiara's breath. Are they all...
Siphoned, yes. Just as I expected.
Guardians. Now what? Are they going to transform too?
We should prepare for the worst. Let's...
The light, feed the light. The black one carries the mirror.
Did you hear that?
Yes. One of them is still alive.
Piece of cake.
The light, feed the light. The black one will carry the horde.
That's strange. Has he been siphoned too, Wraith?
His soul is still intact, so no. His condition must have another cause.
I know that look on his face. Catatonia. Whatever happened here must have traumatized him so severely that his mind went into a state of shock.
But why didn't whoever siphoned the village take his soul too?
Good question.
What's her name?
The light, feed the light. The black one will carry the horde.
What happened here?
The light, feed the light. The black one will carry the horde.
Well, whatever did happen here, we proved your theory, Wraith. The soul vanishing is happening.
I always knew that it was happening. But why? And who is behind this? We need a...
There must be a way to get answers from him. Maybe we could... Do you see that? There's a scar on his forehead. No. It's a word.
The bird.
Samsa. Is that his name?
Father, is that you?
Norse claws. He thinks... Play along, General.
Yes. It's me, Samsa.
They took them, Father, and they took them all and fed them to the Horde.
Who did? The Dark Elves? Please, tell me what happened here.
I don't wanna.
Well, it's the only way I can protect you. Tell me, Samsa. Please.
It was in the morning, and it was very cold, and I was at the village square, and then the masked people came. Everybody was scared of them, you know? A lady led them, but she was also masked, so nobody could see her face. She ordered everybody to come to the town square to make an announcement. They didn't want to, but they had swords, so they came anyway. Then when all the people were there, she raised the mirror.
A mirror?
The Horde of Souls. That's what she called it. Some people were scared and they tried to run, but the soldiers wouldn't let them. She then said that they'd all feed the light now, and then the Horde started glowing, and then it started eating people, and then it was so terrible, but they just wouldn't stop. They just wouldn't stop. When it was over, everybody was silent. So I was silent too. The woman looked at the Horde and left.
Helen's reigns.
The woman. We need to find this.
Whoa.
Where there is change, there is always resistance. Now, it has a face.
You're the one he was talking about, aren't you? Better explain yourself fast. Who the hell are you?
Oh, only a servant to a higher purpose. Just like you. Now, I would warn you to surrender, but something tells me you will not. Let me see what you're made of.
Tiara's tits? Who are they? They fought like Nor and Zarak had a baby.
Meh.
Sleepers.
What's a sleeper?
An elite soldier of the Dark Elven army. Psychic assassins. They're chosen at an early age and brought up in special homes called Wellsprings, where the overseers systematically traumatize them to unlock their psychic abilities.
So they're Dreamweavers?
Yes. Battle mages incapable of emotions. That masked woman, their leader, was one of them too. And a very powerful one at that.
Let me get this straight. You said that they systematically traumatized children in order to unlock their psychic abilities?
That's how Dreamweavery works, yes. No one really knows how they do it, but there are rumors. Rumors you probably don't want to hear.
What, and the Calibrock citizens know about and tolerate this?
It's considered an honor. Though that doesn't mean that there haven't been mothers and fathers of Wellspring children who tried to free them.
How certain are you that they are sleepers?
100%.
Why didn't she transform the villagers like she transformed that farmer?
Good question. Maybe she wanted to save their hulls for later.
Ugh. So who's behind this? Do you think they are acting under the orders of the Dark Elven realm?
On behalf of the Exalted Father, you mean? No, I don't think so. Why would the Exalted Father order them to destroy a Dark Elven village? But we'll find out. For now, we should prepare for battle. I doubt these sleepers were the last of the masked woman's soldiers.
Good. Then let's hope your mercenaries set up Cat.
Well, doesn't this place look lovely? What happened here, General? We heard fighting.
Speaking of Nor...
Who are you?
Pavon Kelwyr, second in command of the Black Company. Now what happened here? This place looks like a troll threw a party at a pigsty.
Well, we found out who's behind these vanishings, and they are out for blood. I hope your men are ready to fight.
Count on it. We've set up an outpost south of here, as you ordered. We found a very good spot. There's even a spire of souls we can use for our purposes.
Spire of what?
Spire of Souls. We can use it to collect Echo. A magical substance we Dark Elves use for several purposes. We have specialized mages in the company, harvesters who can gather it from the bodies of the deceased.
From corpses?
Yes. Think of it as spiritual residue. I can tell you more about it later, but now we should get back to camp and make a stand. Kelwyr, give us an overview of the situation, will you?
Sure thing. While you were busy up here, we've set up an outpost in the south. Not much, but a place to start. And as I said, we also raised a spire of souls to harvest Echo. Now, since we're up against Dark Elves, we should prepare for heavy and regular attacks. Nor's children aren't known for their lack of resolve. You're calling the shots, of course. But if I were in your position, I'd be particularly careful with those small winding paths. My spectres said the Dark Elves have set up ambushes there. On the bright side, we were able to locate their base. You brought a map, didn't you? Here, I'll mark it for you. And that's about it. I'll be at the outpost should you have any further questions. Now, let's prepare for one hell of a fight. Because that's what we're getting.
General?
What is it?
I found this on one of the dead sleepers. A teleport rune. It might come in handy.
Thanks.
Ah, good of you to come by. I'm afraid our previous introduction was a bit rushed, so here we go again. I'm Pavon Kelwyr, second in command of the Black Company. The boss sent me to coordinate our men and assist you as needed.
Pleasure to meet you. And where's your boss?
He's currently finishing up another contract with a small contingent of the company back in Calenbrook. He sends his regrets that he's not able to come in person. Wraith's request was a little sudden, but the boss was more than willing to come through for an old acquaintance. Rest assured that your coin will go a long way.
My coin, you mean?
Of course. The crown will have full deniability. Anyway, is there anything you need, General?
Do you have any ideas about who this masked woman might be? And these sleepers she's commanding?
I'm afraid not. But I'm sure we can look into it for you, if you have the coin, of course. We should talk about this when we get back to Greykeep. I'm sure my boss would like to have a word in it too.
I'd like to know more about the Black Company. Wraith mentioned your Dark Elven ex-military.
You got it. Most of us served in the Exalted Father's strength until we defected. We have a few former intelligence as well, mages like Wraith.
And what made you defect?
Various reasons, but most of us rejected the idea of blind obedience. Serving the realm and the Exalted Father demands everything of a person. I don't know about you, but when my gut tells me something is wrong, I listen to it. The realm doesn't tolerate that.
I see. Let's get back to the fighting.
Of course. I'll be here if you need anything.
That spire thingy, how does it work? Can he... Oh! Look at that. Let's do that. And we got... Ah, it takes a little while to build this up. And then there's a little canister that brings the whole thing back. Interesting. So now, what kind of items did I actually pick up? The Stone of Homecoming. Teleport caster and allies within 40 meters to the allied building. That's awesome. Spark Essence and Dirt Stained Letter. What about this one? Father, I know you never wanted me to go, but I need to see what's out there. Dust and stone, I can't spend my whole life in Windholm. You said yourself the world is bigger than we are. I'm not going to waste away like some beardless torrent, and I are in Calenbrook. It was Torrent's idea that... So, now, time to read that thing, finally. What was I, Torrent? But what's our life worth without a little risk? The adventure is there, and that's all we need right now. Don't come looking for us. This is something I need to do. We will be back soon, I promise. Torrent, though I said yes for him too. He needs someone to look after him. You know what he's like. Just yesterday, he threatened to shoot Elias with his crossbow. He just exploded from nowhere, all because he didn't have change for our beers. He apologized to her afterwards, but that doesn't fix things, She's nice enough, even for a dark elf. She is called Deona. We ended up having a good night, but Torrent shouldn't have done that. But I need help. He frightens me sometimes. He needs a friend by his side. Father, perhaps this trip will help him. I really hope so. Goodbye, Father. I will see you soon, Idar. There we go, finally.
What's this?
Hey, Dark Elven woodcutters. Cost reduction, I think. Another one. Iron mine, cost reduction, yes.
General, this altar... It seems to have an aura just like the one we saw earlier.
Then let us see what it can do.
All right.
Alright. And we have it.
Good idea.
That was all of them. Where's the masked woman?
Gone. Probably with that horde she used to steal the souls.
Damn it. That shouldn't have happened.
I agree. But at least we now know what we're up against. And we did what we came here for. To gain information. There's a group of rogue sleepers stealing people's souls and feeding it into that device. For whatever purpose.
That's an awfully small amount of information for a lot of lives.
Is it? Information is the first step to defeating an enemy. We'll cross paths with the masked woman and her sleepers again, and next time she won't get away that easily. You can count on it.
If these sleepers were also behind the disappearances Tahar investigated, they were probably also behind Tahar's death, weren't they?
Very likely so.
I'll make sure to ask that masked lady nicely next time we meet her.
We still haven't found evidence that any of this is connected to the God of Light, though.
No evidence, but hints. You remember what that village fool Samsa said?
That the masked woman said feed the light before she raised that crystal to siphon them.
Correct. It might have been some strange metaphor. But what if that's what the sleepers are actually doing? Feeding the souls to the God of Light. There is a connection. We just have to figure out the specifics.
Well, then let's head back to Greyfell and tell the Queen about this. There's lots to be done, and we can't afford to waste time.